going to talk to you a little bit about the SI joint, and there is a technique that I was shown back in 2013 with Fowler that has to do with positional testing of the SI joint to determine if the pelvis is actually rotated anteriorly or rotated posteriorly. In research, there's been a tad bit of controversy if there's even any rotation or if there's any of these type of things that I'm talking about. But what's neat about this test is when you determine that the pelvis is rotated anteriorly or if it's rotated posteriorly, you can actually treat it accordingly and see that it improves or doesn't improve. And I've tried to test it myself by manipulating the joint in reverse position, and I found that I won't get the same change. So I've found great value of this test. So the way that I test it, I'm having the problematic side up. So with the problematic side up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the person straighten their leg out as much as they can, and then I'm going to have them raise up. Now, they're going to be in an abducted hip. Now, when I go to put pressure on the leg, I try to avoid going over the knee, just in case they have a knee pathology. You're avoiding false positives. So I'll go right above the knee, and then I'll apply pressure and hold. Good. So now I can get a sense of how much pressure can be loaded through the hip and the pelvis. Now, I'm going to have the person bring their leg forward into flexion. Hold here again. Hold it. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Good. And then again, I'm going to have them bring the leg into extension. Good. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Now, with this particular person, the anterior rotation of the pelvis is weak. And I'll explain that to you. When I bring the leg forward, there's a relative posterior rotation of the pelvis. When I bring the leg back, there's actually a relative anterior rotation of the pelvis. Now, when I bring her into anterior rotation of the pelvis and I let the leg hang here, you'll see she cannot hold it up very well, and she starts to roll back. And now, if I put any load whatsoever, she rolls back pretty easily. And it feels weak to her and she doesn't like it. So the test is showing she has a dysfunction in anterior rotation, which means the muscles just can't work when you put her in the anterior rotated position. So I'm going to have you roll to your other side and we'll test it again. So come closer to me a little bit. All right, so raise the leg up, hold it, off the knee. Hold, good, bring it forward, hold it, good, now bring it back, back, good, hold it, good. Alright, so this one is stronger than the other side, and so what I would say is she has an anteriorly rotated ilium on the left side that's causing her problem. Now, with an anteriorly rotated ilium, you can treat it any which way that you would like. Typically, I just do a correction for an anterior rotated ilium manipulation. So, let's have you go onto your back. Let's have you scoot towards this way a bit. No. So, for this, I'm going to just choose a technique of, I'm going to have you just bend this knee, straighten this leg out. A very simple technique of getting on the ASIS, having the other hand on the femur, and essentially you're going to give a posterior rotation thrust. Okay? Now, let's have you roll back over and we'll retest it. So by putting that input into the pelvis, you're loading the joint with a lot of proprioception. And so you allow the muscles to start working right again. So raise the leg up, hold it, good. Bring the leg back, hold it, hold it. So there's a significant difference in the strength. She's not falling over and she's not worried about falling over. And you can, for me, I can feel the strength difference. So when doing this, this technique is probably the first technique I've ever encountered that actually demonstrates whether or not a dysfunction is anterior or posteriorly rotated. So cool. I hope this helps.